gentlemen, Master of Ceremony, Mr. Eugene Pilgrim, I'm especially delighted to welcome all present to the Parkinson Memorial School. Special welcome is therefore extended to Minister of Education, the Honorable Ronald Jones, Permanent Secretaries, guest presenter, Dr. David Brown, Chief Education Officer Acting, Mr. Laurie King, Deputy Chief Education Officer Acting, Ms. Joy Gittings, members of the Board of Management, heads of department and officials of statutory corporations, past principals, deputy principal, Mrs. Maxine Mears, staff of the Parkinson Memorial School, specially invited guests, students, media. To extend this welcome to you is made even more pleasurable when consideration is given to the circumstances which brought us here this evening. The celebration of the 50th anniversary of the establishment of this school is indeed momentous and memorable and will forever etch in the sands of time for many reasons. Some of the reasons advanced could include the fact that we are presented with an opportunity to provide an education of immeasurable value to both students and the public at large regarding the rich heritage we have as a school. This education also includes the sensitization of the constituency of Barbados, of the legacy of one of Barbados' premier educators, Augustus Rawle Parkinson, who did so much to advance the cause of the masses in this country. You are now a part of the development history of the school, a history which will outlive us and remain on the written pages for generations to come. We at the Parkinson Memorial School have the distinct honor of having our school named after this great and illustrious educator, of whom we will hear more of tonight. He has been credited with the reform of education and educational thinking in Barbados in the early 1900s. During the past 50 years, we have tried to live up to the high ideals and standards which have now become synonymous with the name Parkinson. As promised, we will continue to make significant contribution to the development of this country by producing citizens of the highest caliber, persons who would dare to challenge the status quo and present a visionary approach to educational thinking in Barbados. Tonight, we will hear from one such person. Therefore, on behalf of the Board of Management, staff and members of the Parkinson, staff and students, of the Parkinson Memorial School, I extend to you warmest greetings and express my desire for you that you will have a most enlightening evening. Ladies and gentlemen, I thank you.
A very pleasant evening to all of you. It is indeed my pleasure to be here on this platform to bring a few brief remarks at this inaugural lecture. I recognize, of course, all of you distinguished ladies and gentlemen, our Consul General from New York, our permanent secretaries, all of our officials in the ministry, all of the staff, our magistrate who work with us very well with young people, all of you who are in some way associated with Rawle Parkinson Memorial School. 50 years, of course, is but a short time, particularly when we consider that Barbados has in its midst the fourth oldest person in the world who yesterday celebrated his 111th birthday. You see how long it took me to say that? I'm just as old as this school is. Every time I say something like that, people laugh. But I am. I was born near the time when the school was open. And we could determine if that near was before it was open or after it was open. That's to say, nevertheless, that we have life both the school and myself. Yeah, but 50 years is a short time. And sometimes we make comparisons between these very young schools and schools that have been in Barbados for 300 years, 350 years. And by making those comparisons, we then start to pigeonhole schools in a very deliberate way, sometimes very much unfortunately so. All of our schools have a purpose. And part of that purpose is the responsibility to ensure that our young men and women understand their own purpose in life. We should not be using either words or actions to curtail their own ideas of what they want to achieve, how they see themselves as part of the communities, as part of the wider Barbados, and as part of the world. We have to place within them a sense of purpose, a sense of encouragement, so that they can fly as high as the eagle if they so determine that that is where they want to soar. On Sunday, and I didn't have an opportunity to speak to the principal after that very excellent, albeit a little long, church service. I'm not speaking in my own words. And to see the array of talented young people from this school at the Empowering Center. There was a young lady that particularly impressed me when I listened to a young teacher, Sheldon Hope, who spoke of this young lady's talent in playing any of the instruments. And then I saw her with a microphone and I said, what is he going with that now? And she, and then she opened her mouth. And I caught what we call in the Barbados goosebumps. She can sing. And then there was a young man that I met here 2-3 years ago on this same platform. He was busy dealing with some of the electronic equipment, and the principal told me a little story, and he said it with a sense of pride at the time. And he remarked again on Sunday as we sat, if I remembered that young man, and I said, I did. There was a young man playing the bass or the bass guitar. I don't know if he was playing 3 years ago, I doubt. He was too busy giving trouble then. But something happened, and I applaud you, sir, and all of the teachers here, to that young man. And I saw him as a shining light, playing a mean bass guitar on Sunday. And I'm being told that he's developing in other areas as well. It just goes to show we just have to find the right spark as educators to ignite the total person that we get before us in our classrooms and in our schools. We should not say that any of our young people are lost. We can go out into the fields and when the lamb strays, you don't allow the lamb to stray forever. You pen those that are okay, but you go after that one that has strayed and bring them back into the fold. And so many of our young people need someone to encourage them not to stray or not to stray too far. And I want to compliment Parkinson for its work. Indeed, it is embedded with the work of Augustus Royal Parkinson. So you are truly living the dream. you're truly living the reality. Because the history of Augustus Royal Parkinson, many of us heard it on Sunday, and that is absolutely correct. Dr. Brown will be addressing the topic this evening. I will look at early 20th century education, and I will sit with some rapt attention to see how he presents his ideas on early 20th century education in Barbados. The dynamics of that period, the courageous soldiers, and I guess female soldiers as well. So I'm using that in its generic sense, that emerged from that period of education in Barbados, such as Augustus Royal Parkinson, Dyton Griffith, Florence Springer, Wilfred Blackman, and there's so many others who were educators. But if you look even beyond educators, there's so many community activists, politicians even, who were part of that very early period in the development of this great country, Barbados. I commend all of you. I bring you greetings on behalf of everybody in the Ministry of Education. We will continue to help you. Lovely building to my right, to your left. As I've told you, we will start sometime this year your technical wing. It's a little costly. We're trying to see how we can bring it down a bit without changing its shape. Things are a little tight. But we will start that for you as well this year. Once the funds don't get taken out in another 2 weeks or so. And I've also promised you that we will turn your classrooms in the quadrangle here from looking onto the pasture to looking into the courtyard. And you have an excellent courtyard there. I promise you that, and we will be working to ensure that that happens. You are helping young people, we will help you. I thank you.